Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV after a glorious 4-0 victory against Norwich at the Emirates. And I'm with Dan to go through all the player ratings and all the joyous details that Dan could nuzzle out of that first 90 minutes of joy, genuine joy at home. Dan, how did you find that game today?
Yeah, very impressive. I think especially in the first half. I think we faded a little bit in the second half. But yeah, in control throughout, which is really good to see. And 4 goals is never a bad thing. And up 7th as well. So the European dream is still alive somehow.
Well, we'll start off with the midfield because they're the quite important playmakers against Norwich, and I thought they did really well today. And we'll start off with our loanee from Real Madrid, Dani Ceballos, who loves his Estrella, loves his paella, and seemingly loves to absolutely make a nuisance in midfield.
Well, I'm by no way implying that Ceballos is a warm weather player, but I think it is a bit of a coincidence. His 2 best performances have come on 2 absolutely scalding hot days against bang average opposition. No offence to Norwich and Burnley. But yeah, I thought he was really good today. He dictated the games, getting on the ball, playing some really good passes forwards, not sideways, which we've seen a lot from Arsenal midfielders this season and in past seasons. So it's good that he was trying to get Arsenal going in the right direction. And yeah, he really dominated the game and dictated the tempo. Really decent performance from him. And I gave him an 8.5 before I forget what I gave him.
8.5, very good. Well, a midfielder that's had obviously a lot of discussion about him, and I think today he definitely had a spotlight on him because after Aubameyang got subbed off, he was given the armband, which is the last time he had the armband, it ended up on the floor of the Emirates. Yeah. So, Granit Xhaka, how did you vote Granit Xhaka today?
Yeah, Xhaka got an 8. Obviously scored a really impressive goal. It was a nice finish to round off what was a really good team move. And I thought alongside Ceballos, he really helped Arsenal control the game. Really busy performance, getting stuck in, keeping the ball. And yeah, as you say, took the armband as his road to redemption somehow continues. I mean, we all said when it happened that he might even play for Arsenal again, let alone wear the armband. And now he's a key player, and he's been captain, even if it was only for 10 minutes. So yeah, it is good to see him working his way back into the good books and becoming a key player for it, because there is definitely a good player in there. Maybe he just need that belief from someone like Arteta that he's maybe not got in the past. So yeah, good performance from him.
Well, I think before we move on to the next player, one thing we have to remember about Xhaka's goal is that the move was started by David Luiz.
It's a hit and hope pass. No.
All right. Well, let's move on to the attack. Let's move on to a good academy player that I think we all have a lot of big soft spots for, which is Reiss Nelson. I think he looked really good today, really pressuring the Norwich defence and making a lot of darting runs. What was your rating of him today?
I gave him a 7. Obviously, a lot of the talk surrounding the youngsters is Bukayo Saka signed that new deal today, which is massive news for us and really good to see. And Martinelli as well has been a sensation since he arrived. But Nelson, I think, is just as good. He just has not had similar opportunities. Has had a bit of bad luck with injuries as well, and a few spells out. But I think on this day, he can be really, really good, lively attacking winger. So I gave him a 7. I thought, yeah, made some really good darting runs and caused Norwich lots of problems down the right-hand side. And he kind of drifted into more central areas and linked to Ceballos and Bellerin down that side. So it's a really good play from him. Shame he faded a bit in the second half or getting replaced, but I don't think that he's had enough minutes to maybe last the full game. So yeah, it's enough performance, 7.
Yeah, because I suppose the setup of this season has really affected his sort of regime of doing 6 months, then off for 3 months, then back on. It's quite difficult for him to get back to full fitness. But a player who has had no problem with fitness and in the programme, in fact, spoke about the fact him having a gym and a garden at home helped him get to keep his physique, and that is Aubameyang, who today scored a brace. So Captain Aubameyang, 2 goals, great performance, but what did you rate him?
Well, you would have a gym and a garden when you're on his money, wouldn't you? I gave him a 9. Obviously, he got 2 goals and is now past 50 for Arsenal in the Premier League and is the quickest player to reach that tally. So really good to see him get back in the goals. I think he'd gone 4 games without scoring, which was his longest kind of dry spell since November 2014. So yeah, needed a goal, got 2. And worked really hard. I think ever since he became captain, Arteta's come in, he's kind of relished that role and he's become somewhat of a leader. I don't think he's a natural or perfect leader, but he leads by example from the front in the way he presses and the way he chases, and that's how the first goal came about. And then obviously capitalised on a mistake for the second. So yeah, he got a 9 from me. Really impressive performance, and it's good to see him back in the goals.
Well, I think the important thing with Aubameyang today, I don't know if you had a chance to read it, any of you viewers as well, but the Arsenal book he wrote today about how important it was his relationship was growing with Eddie Nketiah, and how he really saw a lot of himself in the youth players, how he, his partnership with Nketiah was growing, his partnership with, how happy he was with Joe Willock scoring his first goal at 20, which he obviously did for Lille. So I think Aubameyang, although we have our reservations about him being captain, I think his performance today showed he was quite a good player in that respect. But also his writing in the book showed he was quite behind the team, and I think he's quite on board with Arteta's philosophy. So fingers crossed that contract deal gets signed. But before we move on to the rest of the squads, we'll go back to the midfield. The player I want to ask your views on, even though he's only a sub, was Cedric Schwarz. Obviously, a goal scorer, injured for 6 months, comes back on his debut and 5 minutes later scores. I know he didn't have a huge amount of game time, but what did you rate him from his short performance?
I gave him a 7, I think just a 7. Yeah, just a 7. Obviously scored a really good goal, and I think you've been willing him on with your Portuguese roots. But yeah, good to see him out on the pitch getting his debut. I had my reservations whether he'd actually ever play for the club, to be honest. But yeah, he's signed permanently now and got a really good goal on his debut, actually. It was a really good strike. So yeah, hopefully he can bring a bit of experience into the dressing room. I think he's been around for a lot of years. He's got Premier League experience with Southampton, of course, as well. So hopefully, he can provide that cover and bring a little bit extra to the dressing room as well.
Excellent. Well, normally we would go through every player in great detail, but our new format, we thought we'd just focus on the important players that really made a difference for us and with stuff like that. But Dan's written up a full player rating, which you go to the online Gooner.com and find them fully up. But Dan, without reasoning, just give me the numbers for Martinez.
7.5.
Mustafi?
7.
Louise?
7.
Kolasinac?
6.5.
Bellerin?
7.
Tierney?
7.5.
Lacazette?
6. Disappointing.
It's higher than I thought it would be. Holding?
7.
Willock?
6.5.
Nketiah?
6.
And Pepe?
I didn't give him a rating because I thought I was a bit harsh, having played 10 minutes. So
well, the most important
applicable.
The most important person to give a rating, I think we've got to discuss Mikel Arteta, who was in his element today. I think in a happy victory. But what did you give him today in terms of his formation, squad changing, and substitutions?
I'm going to give him a 9.
Oh,
it was a bit. I think it was a bit of an unexpected team selection, but I like the fact that he's sticking with this formation, the 3 at the back or the 5, whichever way you want to look at it. I don't know necessarily whether it's a long-term solution. Arteta's made that clear himself that it might be a short-term fix to whatever problems Arsenal are having. So, yeah, I mean, things seem to go in the right direction. We knew it was going to be a long-term project for him and that he wasn't immediately going to be able to turn things around. But I think we've seen more than enough positive signs to think that the future might be bright under Mikel Arteta. So, yeah, 9. And I didn't see what clothes he was wearing, so I cannot give him a clobber rating like last week. But, yeah.
Well, he was sartorially elegant as always.
Of course.
You heard it from Dan. The sun is rising on Arsenal. We seem to be moving in a much more positive, happy direction. So fingers crossed when we play Wolves on Saturday, we can continue this strong form that we seem to have gotten ourselves into. And hopefully, once again, Arteta will get another rating of 9.